Call 850-359-3906. Bay County POS. Local service, global standards. Introducing Lucid Stream TV. Get over 2,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch local network channels from most major markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Lucid Stream TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200-plus entertainment and news networks, or watch 10,000 movies on demand, including recent theater releases. Just $42 a month when you use the promo code ESPNNW at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Lucid Stream TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Lucid Stream TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Lucid Stream TV logo. If you want to advertise your nonprofit group, let us help get the message out to our listeners across Northwest Florida. Perhaps you're a member of a school, a nonprofit organization, or maybe a fundraising project that we can help you with. Tell us about your organization and upcoming events. We'll broadcast your public service announcement for free on ESPN Northwest Florida. Just send us the information by going to ESPNPC.com and click Connect. That's ESPNPC.com and click Connect.
WGSX Lynnhaven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michael Studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Full of water. I stay hot up. Hot, stay hot. Stay hot up. I'm gonna get you hot up. I'm gonna make you sweat. Stay hot up. Rub and hot up. Rub with me. Shaking hot up. Yeah. Will you make me sweat? Shaking hot up. Yeah. Will you make me wet? Yeah.
Well. Hey, we had a good time yesterday at the local 115 in historical downtown Panama City. Tommy Santamite, Jeremy Pridgeon. We were all there. We were waiting on Wildcat. We were waiting, and then I said, you know what? He can't come. He's got to go. Yeah, you had to go get your bend over.
Yeah. Well, and plus, one of my houses in Kentucky got hit by a tornado and flooded. And
that happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure did. It's
He's
being
in FEMA
dealt
mode
with
right now.
What part of Kentucky?
Corbin, the Corbin-London area. It's right on the Tennessee-Kentucky state line.
Oh, okay. My brother's more north. He's up high.
Yeah. He's up there on the plateau. We're down in the mountains.
Yeah, y'all.
But it was disaster, so I was trying to coordinate stuff.
Yeah. The food was good. We missed you. We had a great time. We had the same seats we had last time.
Oh, yeah? Right there by the
Judy
window, huh?
and Don were there. The legendary Vandiger family was there, and we had a good time. Really did. We
Was legendary Glenn Manley there?
No, Glenn didn't come. We didn't invite him. We don't let him know we were there.
Did you have the gumbo again?
I had the gumbo. Tommy got...
You were hooked on that
Tommy
gumbo.
got the BLT and the soup. I forgot what soup it was. It was good. Jeremy got something. I want to say it was like shrimp and macaroni and cheese, some kind of weird combination like that. It was good, but he said, man, this is good. They got a salad bar down. You know, they got away with salad bars about 2020 when whenever COVID was.
Yeah.
And then they got one down there, and people were tearing it up. They had a good crowd. A lot of people were sitting outside on the benches. They got places outside to sit also.
Nice down there.
Yeah. And there was it was so funny. Jeremy Pridgeon was there, and there's a couple people in the church sitting at the bar. Jeremy texts them and goes, "How's that drink?" And they look and saw the name, and so they turn and look, and they see him. They started laughing. It was cool. But we had a good time. If you haven't been down there yet, go check it out. They got a lot of great things going on for Super Bowl Sunday, which is this Sunday. And you can listen to the game right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Also now, don't forget, get your orders in now. You can get $40. You get 50 boneless wings at Beef O'Brae's in Lynnhaven. I would call and order it now and give them the time you're going to come pick it up. Now, if you want the traditional wings, 50 for 50. 50 wings for $50. Again, you'll have a great time if you go there. It'll be packed out. TVs everywhere. Everybody's pumped up about that. It's always a busy day for them. So a lot of people that are having parties, they call over there before Braceland Haven, and they get their wings from them and have a great time.
Speaking of parties, tonight from 3 to 7
Yeah.
at David Adamson Designer Jewelry, they're having a customer appreciation day, evening, afternoon, and they're going to have 25% off everything in the store. We were there yesterday, you and I heard that you were there.
Yes, I bought my daughter a present.
And my necklace came in, so I went.
That's a
and
pretty
picked it up.
necklace, by the way.
Thank you.
I gotta tell you, Jason down there, he's like a bling type guy.
Yeah, he needs to be
He needs some
blinged
more
up a little
bling.
bit.
He needs more bling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a nose ring, a golden nose ring.
I'll
Don't you think it look good?
It would.
Put a buckeye, put a buckeye on each side of it. I don't know.
No, I'm good.
What about nipple rings? You want one of those?
I already got those.
Yeah, let's don't talk about that.
As far as you know.
Lord. As far as you know. All right, let's get in with the Buckeye boys here this morning. Jim Brandt, Jason Kowaleski. Now, it doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. This man's turned a negative to a positive, a setback to comeback. This guy has done it. He won the national championship. They rewarded him. This is something special, guys. If you go back and you read the way his wife was treated, his kids were treated at school, the way he was treated, by not the average fan, but the lunatic fans out there. And we all have them. Don't say you don't, because we all do. And God bless him. He wins the most difficult national championship in the history of the game. You had to win 4 or 5. Had to win 5?
4 in a row.
4 in a row.
Yeah.
All ranked in the top 5. And no one's ever done that. Give him some credit. Ryan Day now makes $12.5 million a year for 7 years. What is that, Jim Bob? About $87 million?
That's a lot of money.
$87.5 million, I think it is.
Something like that.
Dash. Something like that. And people even, I heard somebody talk, said he should have been paid the highest. And the only one that's ahead of him is the great Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
Kirby's making $13.2 million. I think his is a 10-year deal.
How many national championships he got?
He's got 2.
How many Ryan got?
He's got 1.
There you go.
And
That's
they
the
both
$1 million.
now they both have played for more. Alabama beat them, and Kirby got beat by Alabama also.
And then Ohio State, Georgia played in that semifinal
Which,
game.
that was a
classic.
national championship game. We all knew
That's
that.
the difference between making 13 and 12 right now.
12.5.
Oh, my bad.
We're $700,000 difference.
Yeah.
Now the number 3 highest paid coach in the country, Dabo's, and then I'm going to ask you. Y'all remember this because I'm going to ask you a question later. Dabo's making $11.1 million at Clemson. Love that man. A great coach. Stark got a big raise. They bumped him up this year. He was making 5 something. They bumped him up. This is about 3 weeks ago. They bumped him up to $10.6 million. He's the only team that gave Ohio State a game in the playoffs.
Watch out for him this year.
Yeah, they should be good. Riley at USC is number 5.
Oof.
He makes $10,040,000. Bill Belichick, he took a huge pay cut to coach in NFL, go from the NFL. He was the highest paid coach in the NFL. Highest paid coach I think he was the highest paid professional coach, period. But he's now making $10 million at North Carolina. Norvell flirted with Alabama. The Alabama wanted him. He got a big raise. He goes 2 wins after that. He makes $5 million per win. Not Norvell, but DeBoer, Alabama's tied. It's next with $10 million also. That's your big money people. I think DeBoer's overpaid. Okay, yes or no? It's just yes or no. To me, he's overpaid.
I think it's to be continued. I don't think his first year was great, but I don't think he had an offense that suited his style. So, I don't think Milroe was a good fit for him. So, to be determined.
Was he overpaid? He was making about $8 million in Washington.
Well, if he's overpaid, I guarantee you Mike Norvell's overpaid.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to that.
You're stealing my FSU update, but
I'm sorry.
We'll do it earlier. But these salaries to me are just ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm
with you.
And there's such an unrealistic expectation on a lot of people's part. Well, my coach is getting 10 with this. That means we're going to win, right, guys? No, that don't mean anything. It just doesn't.
Or that means we can criticize them and threaten their families, and when they lose.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Wildcat overpaid at Alabama for $10 million.
Yes.
Win 9 games.
Yes.
Come on,
Yeah,
come on, man.
I'm sorry, but
All right, Norvell, way overpaid.
Way too much money.
Everybody agree? Way
Oh,
overpaid.
God, yes.
Norvell,
I
2
think that's
wins.
a weird situation for Florida State, though. I mean,
They
in
had to do
hindsight,
it.
they had to. I mean, Alabama allegedly wanted him. We don't know if that's true or not, but his
They
agent
reached
made
out.
him think
Yeah.
they did, so he
What
got a
his
pay
agent
raise
I
for
mean, I'm
that.
sure they're looking at it as an investment over time, but
Well, they paid
Short
him.
period of
start
time.
him out.
Short period of time. Yeah.
to start him out.
They paid him based on going 13-0, not going 2-11 or 2-10, whatever he was. So.
Okay, so you say it's a good deal.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying I understand, but
Okay.
it turned out to be bad.
All right, what about Bill Belichick? The name alone, his son's coming in. His son's in coach for waiting. I think for him, I don't think it's over. And I know I sound like a flip-flop, but the name, the guys, he can develop you into the NFL. He knows what he's doing. He is the developer. I think it's a big shot in the arm. And I love Matt Brown, don't get me wrong. But that investment, I get that.
I get it, but to me, that's a high risk, high reward because you just don't know how his personality is going to suit recruiting, how he's going to relate to younger kids. But North Carolina is not a blue blood; they're not a football program. Actually, basketball is bigger in North Carolina than football, so you were going to have to overpay for a big name like that. So I think they did what they had to do.
Okay, let me talk about the basketball. I was in the car the other day.
Yeah.
And Duke and North Carolina were on ESPN radio, and I'm in the car. I'll listen to it.
Right.
They have played in basketball. I don't want to exaggerate, but it was phenomenal. Like 267 times or something. I was like, what?
Yeah.
200-something times in basketball.
That's crazy.
Duke in North Carolina. And in the last 100, Duke is ahead 51-49 or something like that, So, yeah, they're definitely basketball. To me, I'm not a Belichick fan at all.
Right.
I don't think it's going to work out. I think he's going to be there for a very short time. It's going to end up being his son or some other
I think that's the
Belichick
whole
clone.
game plan.
I just don't see him being there very long. I just don't.
For him to make in the contract, his son will be the coach and waiting.
Right, exactly.
To me, that was the
I
main
think he's going to have
thing.
a certain level of success just because he's that.
If they play any defensive at all, they will.
Well, I mean, he's attention to detail. Look, he was one of the best coaches in NFL history, so he's got knowledge. It's just, is he going to have
I'm
the energy?
surprised at both y'all's attitude about this.
Well, does he have the energy to chase 18, 19-year-old kids around? What's his first reaction going to be after they pay him NIL
Have you ever seen
the
his
next
personality on the Cincinnati?
Makes me wonder how you got
On the
that girl.
Cincinnati. Do your job.
he might have a surprise. He might be.
Do your
He
job.
might be special.
She was wearing a Super Bowl ring the other night, so maybe that
How did he attract a 27-year-old girl? Well,
she just fell in love. Money had nothing to
12
do
million
with it.
reasons, I guess, or
Oh no, in the NFL he was making money. It was incredible. I mean, his whole package. It was incredible.
People wonder why Chip Kelly think there was some reason behind him leaving. He makes $6 million as a coordinator today. I mean,
the highest paid in history of the NFL.
We were paying him 2.5. I mean, that's
There's no blame.
Which is a lot.
Oh yeah. And
Wildcat, Bill Belichick. What do you think?
I can't help but think about Calipari because what you said before about attracting players to come because you have that NBA or NFL connection, and so is that something you want to? You want to pay for that?
It's like Jason. Jason, before he even gets in the room, you can feel him. I mean, it's something about him.
It's that the thunder rolls.
I'm a little nervous about his age, to be honest. I think staffs are getting younger. I think they want people on staff that can
the older
relate
guys are
to
getting
younger
the hell
guys.
out of
Oh,
it.
yeah. And if you look at what Ohio State did on the offensive side of the ball, I don't think they hired a coach over 40 years old. I mean,
I don't think so.
36, 39. Even on the defensive staff, they're getting
The
younger.
truth be told, most of these guys up there in age in college, any college guys, if they can get to the NFL, they're going.
I would.
They're not going to deal with this stuff.
Yeah.
Why would you want to work 15 hours a day when you work 3?
Yeah. All right. Start. Overpaid, or is he about right? 10.6.
I always thought he was overpaid, but I was really impressed the way they developed last year, and I think they got the way they're recruiting. I think the future's super
He only
bright
lost
for
to,
him.
he only lost to Georgia and Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, he only lost to Georgia and Ohio. Think about that.
And that was a pretty young defense, too, and their defense was really good last year. So I was impressed with
And their
Sark.
fans were they got money, they got power. Some of them were like Ohio State fans. A part of them were really upset. They lost to Georgia, and they lost to Ohio State.
And
okay,
minus the first Georgia game, they were in both games and had a chance to win.
Yeah,
so.
and they played best against the Buckeyes.
Yeah.
I think he's okay.
I do.
Yeah, he's okay. I'm not a big fan of his per se, but in the world of what they got to pay coaches now, he's probably where he belongs. I mean, that's okay.
All right, Dabo. I know he's been down. They got back in the playoffs. They lost to Texas on the road, 11.1. He's won 2 national championships. He's played in like 2 others. He's kind of in a boat with Day and Kirby, but it just seems like those other 2 on the way up, and he's kind of evened out. But I'm all for. I'd take him in Alabama right now. Come on, come home, baby, come home.
I think he's paid accordingly. I mean, you can pay people on past, accomplishments or future, accomplishments. But he got paid on winning 2 national championships, going head to head when Nick Saban was in the prime of his run, and I think he can turn it around. I just think they had to tweak their philosophy on the portal and NIL a little bit.
I thought this year was one of his best jobs because I didn't think they were very talented at all.
Right.
I mean, they compared to what they used to be when he had Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence. Those teams were loaded.
And they played Texas in a 1-score game late in that.
He did a good job with them. He really did.
We will come back. We got to call Bozeman and see if we can get Matt on the phone, talk to him, and see what's going on over there. But right now, let's talk about what's special in your life. What's something you love, something you can't do without? To me, it's my grandkids, Lorelei, Layton, and Johnny. But I was getting ready to J. Michael's restaurant. I got a text from a legend. This legend. Guess what this legend wanted, Jim? He goes, "Can you bring me some Chris fish today?"
There you go.
Yeah, the legendary Jared Hale. Yeah, I can bring it to you. Yeah, right. Anyway, the Chris fish is special at J. Michael's today. It's outstanding. It's grilled fish over a bed of rice, peppers, onion sauce. Special sauce is really outstanding. It's really good. It's really healthy. It's outstanding. And they got the coldest ice beer you'll get anywhere. Jim Bob, you've been there. You've had that draft beer. It's like
good.
ice crystals. It's so good. The legendary J. Michael's, the best seafood, the coldest beer. Get down there and have a great time. Also, South Oak Title and Closing, the legendary Mark Cowart, always selling $10 million home, $5 million home, $15 million. The guy's incredible. He can sell anything. He's the best in the Southeast. Who does he use? He won't even talk to anybody else. They're going to go through South Oak Title and Closing, Chuck Tucker. Bottom line. And the best used Chuck Tucker, you should too. South Oak Title and Closing, #1. Just like Stevenson Air Condition, anytime, day or night, they're there for you. Guess what's going on tonight at Petronas? Daddy-daughter dance night.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Lorelei Layton got a new dress. They got the makeup on, their hair done.
Wait a minute, you're going to dance?
No.
You're going to take them?
I didn't get invited. It's Daddy, not Papa.
Oh.
Daddy night.
Well, I thought you might sneak in there.
They made it clear, don't come around, don't get there, because I have a habit of showing up and seeing my girls and my grandson. But anyway, hey, we'll be right back. Hopefully we'll get Bozeman on the phone, Bozeman basketball. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Jim Brandt, Jason Kovaleski, Wildcat himself, Lorelei, Layton, Johnny, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd.
There are basically 4 organizations that keep getting to this game the last 8 years. The Chiefs, the Eagles, the Niners, and the Rams. They keep getting to this game regularly. It's one common thread. The front offices are hyper-aggressive, deal-making, moving up in the draft. That's it.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays, ESPN Northwest Florida. This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a light breeze out of the south-southwest, some clouds and 70. Some fog causing poor visibility tonight, about the same at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, but otherwise some sun and a high of 71. About the same at 73 Sunday, and we'll have slight fog. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Discover the new Kia. We invite you to stop by Bill Bird Kia and test drive the new 2025 Kia. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. The 2025 Kia SUV family has movement that inspires. Drive away today in a new 2025 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. Fuel the thrill and command the road in the luxury of a 2025 Kia K5 sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Performance, power, and design built for you. Spark inspiration in the all-electric 2025 EV9. It's a modern masterpiece, fast charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original home for the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Your local community dealer is Bill Bird Kia.
He doesn't always go the extra mile. But when he does, it's because he missed the exit. It's the Coach James Hale Show. Live and local inside the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Come on, baby. Tell them.
Thought I'd spoil.
All you women out there, listen up. Nothing.
But it wouldn't be nothing.
Not one little thing.
Nothing
You're not under that arm.
without.
Now get up and make me a sandwich.
Ain't better than that.
I said right now.
Lucille, bring me take the shell.
You're sick.
That's an inside joke.
Hey, that was a huge flag football game. Flag football's getting big. I want my granddaughter playing flag football all year.
Absolutely.
She is awesome. Leighton is unbelievable. And they had a game. Ryan's Mulvey.
Hook her up with Ryan Mulvey.
Yeah, he's a great coach. But I think they won it. I think him and David and Ryan's team won it, I think. We got Coach on?
They did win it last
They
night.
did win it?
Yeah.
Good job. Good job. Keep it up. Keep it up. All right, Bozeman Day, and it's always a big day. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, guys. Good morning. Doing well.
Thank you so much for coming on. Is it over? Tell me what. I'll be honest with you. I didn't look at the scores. Tell us what's going on since we've talked to you last, and I think you guys have played your district tournament things. Tell us what's going on over at Bozeman in basketball.
We did. We got our first ever district playoff win at the 3A level on Monday, and then our season came to an end Wednesday night.
Good job.
Went over to South Walton. Really good team. One of the bigger schools in 3A, and our guys were up at half, and they played hard to the end, but South Walton got the victory.
All right. What with that defeat, is there still a chance to make the playoffs, or was that it?
There's a very outside chance, but most likely with the schools from Jacksonville and the other areas still playing, we just won't have what it takes to get in. But I said, proud of our guys. First year moving up from 1A to 3A to go out there and compete like we did this year, especially it was a big ask having to replace 4 starters and 80% of your production. These guys stepped up to the plate and represented us very well all year long.
Matt, if you would, please give us the name of all the seniors over there at Bozeman that did well for you. Just give us all of them. They're seniors on this year's team.
Yeah, no, we had a great senior class. Like this senior class is the winningest 4 years in program history. Jamie Hernandez, second leading scorer, made first team All-County last year, played the 6th grade. Michael Rodriguez playing 7th grade. Lincoln Tomberlin to 8th grade. Jake Gay since he was a freshman. And then Jacob Covey and Alex Conjure joined us for their senior years. So these guys have all been part of the program for a while, for the most part, and I'm very proud of what they've done.
Well, that's awesome. And you got some young guys. Tell us who some of your better, younger players are, who you counting on in the future.
So, obviously got juniors in the sense of Cash Zirkle. He had an incredible year, led the team in scoring. I think very deserving of probably being first team All-County and All-Bay County. It's a phenomenal year. He came over from Mosley. His brother, Zach Wiesa, had a great year as well. You're talking about a kid that hadn't played varsity coming in and starting varsity just about all year long. Did a phenomenal job. Those guys are definitely be coming back starters. So we're excited to see them. Zach Flitcraft, he's been playing with us the last 2 years, part of that district championship team. He had a phenomenal year as well, averaging double figures. So he'll be back. We also, I believe, have one of the better 8th graders in all Bay County, Evan Rodriguez, been starting JV since the 6th grade. He averaged over 20 points a game at the JV level as an 8th grader. So
wow.
We know he has a bright future. That's one of the perks at Bozeman, where most kids are playing middle school. This kid's been starting on JV, getting to play 20-plus games the last couple of years. So I'm really excited to see what he does. I say it's tough to average 20 a game, much less as an 8th grader at the high school level. So it's a bright future.
Coach, you said that there's still I like the old expression from the movie. So you say there's a chance. So if there really is a chance, when would you find out about this chance, and how would that affect your team going forward? Because they may be playing baseball or moving on to other things. When are they going to find out for sure?
It'll be Sunday. Like I said, it's a very outside chance. So we have some phenomenal baseball players that play basketball, and Zach Flippercraft and Cash Zirkle and Zach Wiesa. So obviously I'm letting them go out to the Diamond now. Coach Patton's obviously excited to get them back. They're some of his better players. Like I said, and we know it's a very small, we're talking in the less than 5% chance. So
right.
We're certainly not wanting to take anything away from what these guys are going to do as they move on to their next season as well.
Man, I wanted to ask you this, too. Give some love to your assistant coaches. I got a guy sitting beside me right here, been with me since 1990. Without him, I never would have been able to accomplish things we've accomplished. Who are some of your top assistant coaches over there?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I have some of the best assistant coaches in not just Bay County, all the area. Coach Steve Dubriel, he might be the most fortunate thing that came into my life coming out of retirement.
Whoa, you have Steve Dubriel with you? We didn't know that.
You got the legend working with you?
The Silver Fox?
I have the absolute legend, Silver Fox. Been part of this the last 5 years. Countless hours to put in.
I did not know that.
It might be. Yes, so he was part of our district championship team, district runner-up last couple of years. He's been a huge part in really getting our guys to the next level, and I'm very blessed to have him.
Do you have to buy Notre Dame gear to have him coach with you?
I have to make sure that I always say "Go Irish." I make sure.
Steve Dubriel, that goes way back.
Way back.
That's a legend around here. Unbelievable.
No, absolute legend. We're so fortunate to have him. It's just the advice he gives, how much he cares for our players, and the time he puts in. Very blessed to have him. Also have Jordan Rudd, who's been the last couple of years with me. He does a phenomenal job. And Drew Gray. They're working in the military, does everything he can, coming right after work to get there. So I have some phenomenal guys.
God bless them.
That really invest in our guys. And more than anything, they love our guys. So I'm very fortunate to have these guys in my life and part of Bozeman basketball.
All right, I want to go back to something. You hit something, and people don't realize this. Bozeman had been a 1A school. When Arnold opened up, our first year we were 1A, and we jumped up really quick. And it takes time to adjust to that. So all those great things that happen in 1A, it's a new day. 1A football and 3A are totally different. 1A baseball and 3A baseball is totally different. And basketball, same thing. It's going to take a time for adjust. Do you feel like you can get there? Do you have enough athletes over there to compete in 3A?
I think we do. We're smaller. Like I said, we're talking us in South Walton. You're talking close to a 500-kid difference. And, you see it a little bit in the game. Whereas in they're able to rotate more guys through. That's always going to probably be, at least for now, until we get bigger. One of our problems just not being as deep. But like you saw, we went head toe-to-toe. We were up at half. Kept it within a one-possession game most of the way until we had to foul late and send them to the free throw line. So I think there's no question with the commitment and effort our guys have put in that we can be right there and compete like we did this year. It's just going to take some time before we're probably going back to winning the district championships. But we're right there competing. A couple shots go one way or another, and we're probably playing tonight. It's going to be tough to get there. But I'm proud of what we did this year, keeping a winning record for the 4th consecutive year, going and winning our first playoff game at the 3A level, and then going to the 1 seed on the road and being right there all throughout the game. So our guys did a great job of stepping up to the plate on that.
Coach, can you give us a breakdown of who's left in your district and who do you think is going to advance out of that district?
Yeah, so it comes down to South Walton and Walton tonight. Those are two phenomenal teams with two great coaches. Schaefer and Anderson do a great job of those programs.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's going to be absolutely packed out tonight over in South Walton. That's one where I don't want to pick it because I think those are two great teams, but whichever one gets out of here is going to represent us well.
Okay.
Now, since you guys have moved to 3A, what's your enrollment now? I'm talking about high school and secondary enrollment at Bozeman, and what are the guidelines for 3A from this to this, student population wise? How many kids do you have going to Bozeman high school wise?
I believe right now we're either just over or just under 700, and that goes all the way up to 1,200. It goes, I believe, 660 to 1,200. So we're right over the threshold.
So you're a small 3A.
Yes, we're one of the smaller 3A schools. I say we're going to keep growing. The area around Bozeman is continuing to grow.
Right.
New developments, and over time we're going to get bigger. That's just part of it. You go from being one of the bigger 1A schools to now being one of the smallest 3A. So it's gonna be some growing pains, not just for basketball, but for everyone.
It's such a great community. It's a great school. We've been over there several times. We used to go on campus, do game day on Fridays. The kids are outstanding. Got great faculty, great administration over there. And people live out that way, just wonderful people. So that's a great job, and it will. That'll be a big school one day. There's no doubt about that. Well, Coach, I know you were busy. I want to thank you for coming on and sharing some time with us during basketball season. I'm sorry we got you basketball coaches on kind of late. We always get you guys on late. It's the way the calendar's set up. But good luck to you. Tell Steve Duberry. Now, is he teaching or just coaching?
No, he's retired, just coaching. He's enjoying the retired life and making his way out to practice games, watching all the film. Yeah, but he's certainly retired from the teaching side.
Will you please tell him he's always been one of my heroes? We love that guy.
Go Irish.
Yeah, go Irish.
Absolutely.
Ask him who won the national championship.
Yeah, tell him.
It wasn't the Irish.
Tell him the Buckeye wants to know who won.
Take that, Duberell.
I think I'm going to avoid asking him that one. We'll give that one a little bit of time.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, sir.
I had no idea.
Thank you, guys.
I didn't either. I know he's coaching.
I had no clue.
Crazy. All right, that's like Wildcat coming out of retirement and do some coaching. Let's talk about some of our great people. We talk about how wonderful this man is all the time. If you want to look better, feel better, the guy's got the answers. He's incredible. A lot of people sick. Everybody in my house has been sick, but I do something smart. I take a lot of things from Jason Kovaleski, and I don't get sick. Jason, what can we do? Where are you located? And, it's not just about getting bigger, stronger, faster, and things like that. This is just overall health.
Oh, absolutely. Some of our best products are for overall health. We talk about our Sport Formula multivitamins, which are some of the best, I've found. They're raw powders. They got amino acids, digestive enzymes, your full multivitamin and mineral profile. And we got, a discount on those. So those are $29.99. We also have our Good Morning product. If you're having gut problems, maybe bloating, acidicness, it's got apple cider vinegar, lemon juice. It's got aloe vera, glutamine, everything to kind of detoxify your gut, but it tastes amazing. We also got test boosters, pre-workouts, proteins, pretty much everything you need, but we have a free sample bar in both our stores, so you can come down and sample our products. We're located on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village and in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
I want to have a birthday wish out there to Bill Slocum. He's a great guy, superintendent of the great state of Missouri. And I think he turned I don't know how old he was, but he's a good-looking guy, great family. Him and Sue, his wife, good friends of ours. We met him down. You know where we met him down there at the Rock Pile?
Oh, really?
Now, what's it called now?
Fitness 360.
360, yeah. Good time. His wife looked at you, thought you were pretty attractive.
Yeah, right.
I think he did too, though.
You can get me in trouble way too much.
Hey, what about Dr. Chad Mitchell? If you get any type of injury, go see the legend. People from all around now are coming to be operating on him. The guy is incredible. He does the old-fashioned way with his beautiful hands he has. Or he does it with a robotic.
And the Robot MD.
Robotic MD. He knows what he's doing. The guy is incredible. You get any type of injury, call Chad, make an appointment. They'll take care of you. They do a great job down there, no doubt about that. Hey, you got a beautiful necklace on. Where did you get that?
I got it at David Adamson Designer Jewelry, and I got 25% off for mentioning your name, and then they showed me the door. No, tonight they're going to have a customer appreciation thing from 3 until 7. They're going to have food there. They're going to have your favorite beverage to drink. They're going to they're going to pull out all the stops. They're taking everything out of the safes. They're putting it on the counter. They're going to sell everything just in time for Valentine's Day.
They give great deals now.
Yeah, and the place was packed yesterday.
Russ, Amber, Russ's wife. They're good people down there.
Fully staffed. They can customize anything, build anything. It's incredible.
Did you get in that little candy jar they had out there? Did you get some candy?
No, I didn't see.
I saw it.
John.
Oh yes, I saw it. First thing I saw. First thing I
told
spotted.
you that after I mentioned your name, they showed me the door.
Thank you. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. They won't shut the door on me. We have a great time at Newbies. Newbies 2 on the Curve. Go watch all sporting events. Head on down to the Mothership tonight. They're going to have a great band for you. Charlotte always has the best bands on Friday and Saturday nights for your entertainment. And get out to New Newbies over there in St. Andrews. Glenn Mann loves it. Blue building, great facility. John and Charlotte always giving back to the community. Make sure we go support them. Get out to Newbies, have a great time. Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. It can be deadly. Don't put it off. It doesn't look right, feel right. And women, the biggest thing you got to deal with is breast cancer and skin cancer. They can get you. So make sure you take care of yourself on both ends of that. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest. When we get back, FSU update brought to you by Jim Brandt and Newbies.
ESPN Northwest Florida is the Panhandle's official radio home for Super Bowl 59.
Kansas City Chiefs
10-yard touchdown run by Mahomes.
versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
Touchdown! Saquon Barkley!
Super Bowl Sunday coverage starts at 1.
Kickoff at 5:30 p.m.
Listen live in a rich audio experience on your home for the NFL in Super Bowl 59. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Love is in the air at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, and do we have a sweetheart of a deal for you? All diamond heart jewelry is on sale for 25% off. All color gemstone jewelry is 60% off at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We also have a large selection of gold, silver, and estate jewelry that is sure to melt her heart. Folks have trusted us for 50 years to make their Valentine's sparkle. This year, make it sparkle even more with a sweetheart of a deal from Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Roses are red, violets are blue, your sweetie deserves a new shed, and only Best Way will do. Owner Jason Mulder will help you select just the right shed and custom build on your lot. This Valentine's Day, think outside the box. Think Best Way Portable Buildings just north of the old Panama City Mall on Highway 231. And say hello to Best Way Buddy on your visit. The friendliest pooch in all of Bay County. Right, buddy? Right. It's Best Way Portable Buildings.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
If aliens showed up tomorrow and said, take us to the moon, you'd bring them to the Coach James Hale Show.
Danger, Bill Robinson, danger.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! We just got through talking about it. John in Charlotte. I tell you what, you see John all the time in the gym. That sucker. Baxley, Coach Baxley, yes. Coach Baxley, that was his name.
Baxley.
Yeah, but John, we see John playing racquetball.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he got a lot of weights at home also, he told me, because I don't see him every little time, but he's built so well, you know he's going to be pumping that iron.
It just proves if you get a little exercise in every day, eat right, and
take care of
you'll be
yourself.
good.
Eat right.
Yeah.
Eat right. Not pudding.
I try. Charlotte looks beautiful. She is still gorgeous. Yeah. But get down to the Newbies, have a great time. We want to thank them for that. FSU update. All right, Jim Bob, what do you got?
Well, it's not going to be as long as it was supposed to be because you stole most of it. But
sorry.
Unknowingly, of course. But I was going to talk about the coaching salaries, some of the coaching salaries of football coaches in the ACC, and just what everybody thought. So we kind of mentioned some of them. Of course, Dabo's at the top with 11.1. Then Norvell at $10 million. And then the rest of them were people we haven't talked about. Mario Cristobal at the U makes $8 million a year. Pat Narduzzi at Pitt, 5.8. Jeff Brom at Louisville, 5.1, and then Bill O'Brien at Boston College, 5.0. So, you know, we talked about, you know, we always talk about, do you get return on your investment, you know, for like NIL? Kind of the same thing here. So you're paying Norvell $10 million a year, and you got 2 wins out of it. You know, I mean, how long can you sustain that as an administration? Say, hey, Mike, you know, we're giving you $10 million here, and you got his 2 wins. So I don't know how much longer his contract lasts. You guys probably know, because I don't follow the contract side of it. But you know, these other ones aren't. I was surprised. That's not very high.
No.
It's really not. And you say, well, part of it's the ACC. They're not in the club like the Big Ten and the SEC are. So I don't know. $5 million for
Jeff Brom,
the guy at Brom at Louisville. It's like
Louisville's got a great deal. He's one of the best coaches around.
If I was a Big Ten or SEC school, maybe not like top tier, I would be offering him $8-9 million a year to come on board.
Yeah.
I mean,
he does a great job.
He's a great coach.
Yeah, he is.
Look what he did at Purdue, and nobody wins at Purdue.
Yeah,
Tiller did, but
look what's happened since he's left.
Right,
he's falling apart. Yeah.
So it's. The salaries are kind of crazy, and of course, I'm not surprised that Dabo was at the top of that list. He'll probably always be at that one. Does it guarantee anything? Man, not so much. It's just interesting how the salaries have gone up. Because I remember when I coached, when I was a player back in the 70s, I think our head coach then was making like $40,000.
Right.
Like in the 70s, and now it's like. $4 million, $5 million, whatever the heck it is. It's just crazy how.
But if people want to understand how these huge payouts for the Big Ten and SEC affect them versus the ACC, look what Jim Knowles just got to go to Penn State. He's going to make $4 million as a defensive coordinator, where some of these coaches are only making $5, maybe $5.5 as a head coach. And that's the difference of being able to reinvest that money in your program and not having those $50, $60, $80 million payouts every year. So I just think these guys need to get away from the ACC.
If they meet all their incentives, he'll make almost $12 million over 3 years.
Yep.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so.
And the offensive coordinator, Kelly, left to make $6 million in the NFL.
That's the NFL, but a little different, but still, it's
still a coordinator.
It's crazy.
And their head coaches.
It's crazy how much they make.
$6 million a year. Yeah.
I could live off that. I could feed my children off that.
Maybe.
Yeah, you think?
I don't have any. That's why I said that.
I don't know about feeding you, but. Well, that was good, Jim Bob. I thought that was pretty interesting.
You stole my thunder, but that's okay.
I apologize. Well, you done?
Yeah, so I'm done.
All right.
You can talk about Alabama now. Go ahead.
We're getting ready to. This is according to ESPN. This is what their rankings wound up being, and it's totally different than some of the other ones. On 3 was different. 24/7. 24/7 changed theirs at the very end. But here you go, ESPN, the number 1 recruiting class, and they really focus in the ESPN top 300 players. If you're a top 300 player in the country, you're pretty good. Anyway, Texas came in the number 1 class in the country. They signed 17 players in the top 300 in the country. That's a good class. Number 2 was the Georgia Bulldogs. They had 15 players that made the ESPN top. Now, that's just the ones that made the top 300. Oregon was number 3. They had 16 players make the ESPN top 300. Number 4 was the Alabama Crimson Tide. They had 15 players make the ESPN top 300. Number 5 is the Ohio State Buckeyes. They had 15 players also make the ESPN top 300 players. Auburn. Man, I'm tell you what, Hugh Freeze, you got to give the man credit. On every one of these, he's anywhere from 5, 6, 7. I mean, the guy's done a great job in recruiting. He's got to get it done on the field. But Auburn came in number 6. Auburn had 15 players in the top 300 ESPN players. They dominated the state of Alabama. The top 10, 8 went to Auburn, 1 to Ohio State, 1 to Oregon. 0 to Alabama.
Is that a problem?
That's a major problem. That's a major problem.
Is that good?
No, that's a bad thing. Number 7, give him credit. The money, they got the checkbook out. They're doing a great job. The Michigan Wolverines. They had 11 players make the top 300. Number 8, LSU Fighting Tigers. They had 10 players make the top 300 players. They lost the kid. It really hurt them. They lost a quarterback to Michigan. They got outbid on that one. But everything else is pretty. And they did a wonderful job in transfers. They got the number 1 transfer class by some experts. Auburn was up there really too. Number 9 was Texas A&M, big money school. They've got it. They had 14 make the top 300, but some of the other ones they signed weren't as high as some of these other players. And give him credit, Billy Napier, dead man walking. No, he saw the light. He walked through the light. He is the light now. Great job, Billy Napier. They're number 10 in the nation according to ESPN. He had 13 top 300 players from the ESPN 300 best players and the other ones. He did a good job getting kids to come in. Florida has turned the page, man. Now, he can ruin it next year real quick, but right now you got to give the man credit.
Yeah, I mean, even halfway through the year, if you looked at a recruiting class, they were in the 60s. So, I mean, as they started to win a little bit, as you saw Lagway start to perform a little bit, they were able to go to receivers and say, look, you can play with this guy at least for another 2 years. They got some defensive players. That defensive line played phenomenal in the end of the year last year. So you do got to give him credit. I don't know what changed, what philosophy he used, whether an assistant coach.
He played that freshman quarterback.
Yeah, that was the main difference, and he got a little bit healthy too. So we'll see. I'm still in wait and see mode. I think he's got to win 8 games to really.
I want to pour a little water on this. On
Yeah.
this fire here. We're the same 3 people that were sitting here last year drinking the Florida State Kool-Aid too.
Right.
You know, University of Florida. Okay, that's great. You still got to coach them. You still got to do something. I'm going to give you the opposite end of the spectrum. Even with the lineup, even with the team that Ohio State had with the best talent by far, in my opinion, they still had issues. They still lost 2 games. They still had stuff they had to work through. So getting them is great, and as great as you have money, but you still got to do something with them, and you still got to develop them, and you still got to. Yeah. I'm still not 100% sold on Napier. I mean, he did a great job. I got to give him credit. He came a long way, but
he's still in the hot seat.
We'll see.
But I'll be honest with you. Going forward, I just don't. Y'all might be right, but me, this is my thing. Going forward, you're not going to see somebody win 15, 16 games.
No, I don't think
Everybody's
so.
got players. It's hard to win every game.
Yeah.
And they should have. They had one bad game. They maybe got out-coached out at Oregon, but
Miami
clock management. I'm talking about Florida. I'm talking about Ohio State.
Oh yeah.
But the Michigan game is the only one bad game they had.
Right.
I want to get back into recruiting. This is totally different. This was not the latest because they changed it right at the very end. But here we go. This was the 24/7 Sports. Their top 10 in recruiting. It's kind of the same. It's a little bit different. They have a point system. They had 14. They had 5 5-stars. Texas came in number 1, the most 5-stars on anybody throughout the country. Texas signed 5 of them. That's hard to do, guys. They had 14 4-stars. They had a total points of 309.07. Number 2 was Georgia. They outdistanced them. Georgia total points were 302.17. Georgia signed 4 5-stars. And they had 21 4-stars. Ohio State Buckeyes at one point was ahead of Alabama. Then it flipped. Bama got somebody else, and Bama went to 3. And at the time I had this, Alabama only had 3 5-stars. I think they got 4 now. They had 16 4-stars. Bama had more points than Ohio State. Ohio State was 4th with 296 points. Number 5 was Oregon. Oregon had only 2 5-stars. They had 17 4-stars. They had total points of 293 points. Michigan had 2 5-stars. They had 15 4-stars. Their total points were 288. Number 7, here we go again, Auburn. Now, Auburn did not have a 5-star, which is incorrect because the other 2 gave him credit for the kid from Mississippi, the quarterback.
So the way they do it is they have a composite. They take the average of all the recruiting rankings. So that's the reason some of these guys maybe 5 stars on other, like
not on
not this one. So it's a little different.
Yeah. So Auburn, again, you can give them 1 5 or not. They didn't give them any. They had 0 5s, 18 4-stars. Total points right close to Michigan, 284. Number 8, the Florida Gators, 0 5-stars. They were 16 4-stars. They were right there at 281. Then Texas A&M, they had 1 5-star. They had 24 stars. They had 279. And LSU, they had 2 5-stars. The big one that killed them when they lost the quarterback, number 1 player in the country, according to some, they had 19 4-stars. They had 278 points. All right, we got to take a break. Wow, we're way over. Let's go. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Sorry about that.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents Wrestling Against Cancer 10. Proceeds to help Ryan Holland. Stars to appear Mike Steele, Donnie B, AJ Stokes, Kelly Mann, and exciting women's wrestling with T. Gaines, JC Black, and more. Wrestling Against Cancer 10, Saturday, February 8th at Bay Haven Charter Academy in Panama City. Tickets available at the door. More info at ESPNPC.com.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a light breeze out of the south-southwest, some clouds and 70. Some fog causing poor visibility tonight, about the same at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, but otherwise some sun and a high of 71. About the same at 73 Sunday, and we'll have slight fog. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Do you want to eat like a local? The Local 115 is now open. Local drinks, local sports, and local food. Delicious oysters, crab cakes, steamed seafood, gumbos, salads, paninis, wings, wine, and cold beer. Nothing fried. That's right. No fried foods at Local 115. Amazing local food with an exciting local sports and mural theme. Eat like a local at the Local 115. 115 Harrison Avenue, downtown Panama City.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601. 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm not prepared. I really am not prepared at all. I hope you won't judge me on one email I sent 10 years ago.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
Not after spicier food,
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. An absolutely beautiful Friday here in Paradise. The reason we live here, the great weather, the beautiful beaches. But the most important thing, though, is the wonderful people that live here at Wildcat. We have great people that live here.
All over the place.
Now, do you have the information on the GoFundMe? We need to do that in the next segment. Try to find it. We can't do it now, but we'll find it. All right, I got a question for you two guys. You guys are highly intelligent. You know sports. There's been 3 players that hit the Triple Crown. 3 players have hit the Triple Crown, okay?
Williams?
What is the
different sport.
What is the Triple Crown?
Secretariat.
You have won? No. We're talking the Triple Crown.
Man of War?
Football. You had to win a Heisman Trophy. You had to be on a national championship team. And you had to win a Super Bowl. Who are the 3?
Jesus.
Who are the 3? I will help you out. This team started out in the Pac-10. Now they're in the Big Ten.
It's going to be a USC player.
Yes, it is. It's a USC player. Actually, there's 2 USC players. Who is the first one we're talking about?
Ronnie Lott.
He did it back in
O.J. Simpson.
Having the answer is a good thing.
He's sharp. He's really sharp. He's deadly, but no, he's not. Let's start with Marcus Allen.
Okay.
Marcus Allen. He won the Heisman in 1981. They won the national championship in 1978. Who did they share that national championship with?
Oh, God.
Alabama. Alabama. All right. He also won the Super Bowl for the Raiders. What year?
89?
1984. 1984.
That was way
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Who's the other one? He played, the team is in the ACC now. They had a great football team in 1976. He won the Heisman. He also won the national championship. They beat the Georgia Bulldogs like a drum. He played for the Dallas Cowboys.
Tony Dorsett.
Thank you, Jim. This guy, I love him. I love him. Come on, Jason. Come on now. So that's 2.
Born.
You'll all know who this last one is. He won the Heisman in Michigan in 1997.
Oh, God.
He won the national championship in 1997. He played for
Charles Woodson.
Yes, good job. Who did he play for?
I don't even want to say their name, to be honest.
Raiders and Packers, one of them, too.
They beat the Steelers in, I think, 2011. Then he played for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
So that's your 3. Who has a shot to join this elite group?
James Hale? Glenn Manley?
Will Howard?
No,
Conrad Moon?
We had a chance. We retired too soon. Who has it? This Sunday, history could be made. Who could be? Who is it? Think a minute.
It's the national champions, Jalen Hurts.
Did he win the Heisman?
I thought he did.
No.
Devontae Smith.
Thank you,
Okay.
Jim Bob Brandt. We have an opportunity to make this happen.
Send him to the NBA game down there in Orlando. Give him
This
a prize.
guy's look at that head.
Look at
His
that.
brain. His brain's huge. He's smart as hell.
He'll go to Disney, but he won't go to the game. But we can still send him down there.
He'll be watching. Are you going to be at Disney this weekend?
Huh?
Are you going to Disney this weekend?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Anyway, Jalen Hurts won the Heisman Trophy. Who's the last receiver to win it? We just got through talking about.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah, and the guy before him in Michigan. So he's got a chance. He won the Heisman. He won the national championship. Who did Alabama beat when he was there playing to win his national championship?
No comment.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Hey, we're still trying to cover you at linebacker, so you're welcome.
Yeah, thank God you got a new defensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's pretty interesting. How much time we got?
Not time to talk about Alabama.
Oh, we got plenty of time for that.
Plenty, always.
All right, do you have that information, how we can help somebody?
Yes, all you have to do is go to the wherever you go to do the find out the GoFundMe, and it's what you're looking for is Danny and Layla, and
Danny and Layla.
Danny is spelled Dani and Layla Lay.
Two females.
LA.
Yeah,
and
they were two beautiful young girls.
It's all set up.
Did you guys hear about
to go.
this? They were driving their golf cart. They didn't have school the next day.
Yeah,
I think their ages are 14 and 15. It might be 15, 16. They go to Arnold. The beautiful family just moved here in, I think, October, and they live in Bay Point. They're driving their golf course around in a white pickup truck. The guy, bless his heart, was getting out his charge in jail, DUI.
Yeah.
Ran him, hit him over, and I've got pictures of everything. The golf cart was disintegrated. I mean, parts everywhere. They had broken bones sticking through the skin. It was terrible. They airlifted them. I think now, and I could be wrong on this, but this is just rumor. They were airlifted to I think Mobile, and they're going to have all kind of. They're going to have tough roads of recovery. We've been praying for them. I think they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. So we're trying to help them out. If you guys can give it one more time.
Go to your GoFundMe pages, and you'll find Dani, Dani, and Layla, Layla.
Yeah, speaking of Alabama, Jalen Hurts, Alabama, in his first game in 2016, as a true freshman, on his very first play, he fumbled the ball. I was upset. They were playing out in Jerry's World. They were playing the Southern Cal Trojan in a classic. What did he do? He recovered. He turned that negative situation to a positive. Setback to comeback. He threw for 2 touchdowns. He ran for 2 touchdowns. And Alabama destroyed USC 52-6. The guy that was named the true starter after that game. He was the first true starting quarterback in Alabama since 1984 is the last time that happened. He won the SEC's MVP. He led Alabama to the national championship. They lost to Clemson and down in Tampa in a game. And they cheated. The pick play was cheated. But he lost his job to we know who, and we all remember. We all remember 2nd and 26 touchdown. Alabama wins the national championship. But
guess who caught that pass?
Devontae Smith. They were both true freshmen.
Yep.
But did he transfer out? Did he pout? No. He stayed at Alabama. His dad was a high school coach in Texas.
And then pouted and left.
He wanted to get his degree from Alabama. He stayed there. He was a local hero. When they would get up, they put him in the ball games, and I would be at the stadium. When he went in the game, people went nuts. People loved this kid, and he loved the fans there. He loved the University of Alabama. He knew he wasn't going to play or start, so what did he do? He got his degree, but before he left, Alabama was playing Georgia, reversed everything, where he had to come in and win the game. And I think it was the SEC championship game. And he did. He let them down there, threw some nice passes. He ran in, scored at the very end. He's a hero at Alabama. He will always be thought of. He will always be loved at Alabama. And he went to Oklahoma, did a great job. Really developed. They did a lot better job developing his passing skills at Oklahoma than they did at Alabama. Did a great job at Oklahoma. He gets drafted, and what has he done in his career? Let's look at it. This young man, again, he played for his dad in high school. His dad believed in the weight room. He's one of the strongest quarterbacks in the history of college football.
Squats over 600 pounds.
Scott Cochran had to make him, no, that's it. You're not lifting anymore. Right. Because they didn't want to hurt his shoulder, didn't want to hurt his knee. Remind me, I bring back Scott Cochran.
Yeah.
All right. He played in 4 college playoff games, appeared in 4 of them. He won 1 national championship at Alabama. He was part of others. He was 38-4 as a starter at Alabama. He passed for 9,477 yards in college. He threw 80 touchdown passes. He rushed. This is what I didn't realize this. He rushed for 3,740 yards and another 43 touchdowns. The legendary Jalen Hurts. My question to both of you guys, and we'll talk more about this later. I don't know if they can win. I mean, everybody's going, Eagles got a better roster. I'm like you. If it's close and that Holmes got the ball at the end of the game, who's going to stop? It's like...
It's just a fact.
To me, that's what I think.
I just think they have a chance because that defense, Philly's got one of the best defenses in the league.
Georgia boys.
Yeah, and so it's going to be close, but, with the pressure on the line, with Kelsey, with the receivers they got, with Andy Reid, who people kind of overlook. He's a phenomenal offensive coordinator. Some of the plays they ran to kind of seal the deal against Buffalo were extremely hard to defend. So I just got to lean towards Kansas City in this, but I do think it's going to be an extremely close game. I think Barkley's going to help out quite a bit, too. That's another weapon that they didn't have last year.
I'm looking forward to this. I know you don't look forward to many Super Bowls. I'm looking forward to this, and I do miss watching football. All right, Wildcat. I'm so excited.
You just want to see Taylor Swift.
I could care less about her. Yeah. Devil. I will say this. I'm so happy for Jeremy Pruitt. I'm so happy for Scott Cochran. We heard it first here. As soon as the man will let me know, I can tell him who told me, I will. But we knew about it before it happened. They finally announced it. It's official. Scott Cochran is the head football coach at West Alabama, overcoming all those demons he had to overcome. God bless him. And then he brought back Jeremy Pruitt as his defense coordinator, and their president let this happen. So congratulations. I'm glad Jeremy's back in coaching, and I think he'll move up quickly. I think they'll win big time at West Alabama. And they were recruiting down here, and we're going to try to get both of them on the phone if we can. Next week, if we can. I'm not sure.
He was on a Feinbaum show yesterday, and
Scott was?
A really good interview with him, just about the problems he went through, how he's developed as a coach, his mentors, the guys he likes and didn't like. Didn't talk a whole lot about who he didn't like, but you can tell he's going to be successful up there.
I love that guy. Yeah. Great man. He did great things for Alabama and Georgia, and Jeremy Pruitt's another great man. Did great things at Alabama, Georgia, and FSU. And Max Fitz Sports Nutrition will do a great job for you. Two great locations, 23rd Street, Pier Park. If you love pizza, there's only one place to go, Paparazzi on Thomas Drive. Go check it out. This is like 4 stores in one. You got a bar in there now. You can watch all the games, have a great time there. You can go to the bakery, the best bakery in Bay County. Try the Paradise Cake. You'll absolutely love it. And the pizza is to die for. They are incredible. I like the Land Lover. It's unbelievable. Go check it out. Pepperoni, mushrooms, and Italian sausage.
Tell the truth. You like desserts.
Oh, my God. The desserts are incredible. The bakery. But the lasagna is really good, too, now. Go check it out. It's on Thomas Drive. And Big John's retired police officer. He does such a wonderful job. Paparazzi Pizza on Thomas Drive. Also, Turpro Pest Control. You want your yard to look beautiful. Patrick can make it happen. Hopefully, he'll be in here Monday morning. He's been a little under the weather. But they come out and they survey everything. They come up with a game plan. They execute it perfectly. And guess what? Your yard is absolutely beautiful. Turpro Pest Control, #1. Listen to Pat every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Don't forget, make your orders today. 50 boneless wings for $40. The traditional wings, 50 for $50. You're going to have a big party, a lot of people over. Make sure, if you're not going over to Lynn Haven Beef O'Brady's, make sure you call and get your wings from there. Great deals, Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. I love Pat. We'll be right back. 104.3, Jeff Spiegel from the great state of Alabama. All you need to know about Alabama and Auburn. 104.3, ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Hello, Matt. I got something to say to Jim. Will you look at this sleeping giant and the dragon? 10 years from now, I'll be making a difference in this world while you'll be sitting there getting your diaper changed by your nurse.
That was amazing. I don't know if Jim will ever be able to respond to that.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a light breeze out of the south-southwest, some clouds and 70. Some fog causing poor visibility tonight, about the same at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, but otherwise some sun and a high of 71. About the same at 73 Sunday, and we'll have slight fog. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Your home for Super Bowl 59. WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Do you want to eat like a local? The Local 115 is now open. Local drinks, local sports, and local food. Delicious oysters, crab cakes, steamed seafood, gumbos, salads, paninis, wings, wine, and cold beer. Nothing fried. That's right. No fried foods at Local 115. Amazing local food with an exciting local sports and mural theme. Eat like a local at the Local 115. 115 Harrison Avenue, downtown Panama City.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa! Alabama Update is brought to you by the one and only Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason does such a wonderful job over there. Local boy did really well. Graduated from Mosley High School over in the great city of Lynn Haven. And now they started a company. It's expanding throughout the Panhandle of Florida. And anywhere you're at, if you're listening right now, give them a call. They'll come out and they'll take care of you. Get it serviced about every 6 months. It'll last longer, save you money on your power bill. Stevenson Air Conditioning. It went from 5 inches of snow. It's going to be, 78 today or tomorrow? Unbelievable.
That's crazy.
Let's bring him on now, the legend, Jeff Spiegel. Jeff, is there any truth to the fact that they might be hiring you? I heard Jeremy Pruitt's going to be going to West Alabama. Scott Cochran, God bless him. I love that guy. Are you going to go join these guys, or are you going to stay where you're at?
Man, he's got a lot more energy than I have.
He's got a lot of energy.
I don't know if I could keep up with that guy. that is going to be the most, to me, so far, the most intriguing story of the 2025 football season. Look, I think it's a great hire by West Alabama. I think it's I think it does two things. I think it gives a guy who's just been dying to be a head coach an opportunity to be a head coach. I think just from listening to him on the Paul Feinbaum show yesterday, he's got his heart in the right place. He's a guy who's been given a second chance, and he's taken every opportunity of his second chance. And so I just think it's a wonderful story. I can't find any holes in it whatsoever unless you nitpick and you go, well, the guy's never been a head coach.
Yeah.
Well, you got to, there's always a first time somewhere.
He learned from the best two that's ever done it.
Yeah.
I think.
Absolutely. And he's been a part of 8 national championships. Think about that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And he overcame all those things. This is like made for a movie. He's a great speaker. He's a great coach. I watched him work at Alabama in the weight room. I saw him on the practice fields. The guy's incredible. And I know Saban's got to be real happy. I'm sure Nick Saban's really thrilled and happy for him. And I think Nick will do whatever he can to help him.
Yeah, he said, in fact, yesterday that, Nick was one of the first ones to reach out to him and say, look, whatever you need, let me know. And look, Nick goes a lot to Scott Cochran because Scott was his get-back coach. He probably saved Nick a bunch of flags, during the football game. So, and Scott did a great job while he was there. And, Nick appreciates him for that.
Yeah.
Is that FCS or is that Division II?
It's Division II, and it's a really good Division II program.
Yes,
it is really, really good.
Yeah.
And they've had a lot of great success there, and they have a great tradition there at West Alabama.
My roommate in college, Blaine Burnett, his son played there. They were really good when he played there. Hey, let me ask you, Jeremy Pruitt is going to be the defensive coordinator. I think that's what. Now, have you heard that? That's what I heard.
I have not heard that, but your sources are pretty on point on that. I think that's a great combo, and I heard he has a strength coach who has about the same energy as Scott does, because Scott said yesterday that he's been wearing him out, coming in early, going home late, and but I think he's going to put together a good staff. And now here's the key for Scott. Now, and this is a key for any head coach, any first-year head coach, is, can you let your assistants coach? I mean, to me, that's one of the hardest things about being a head coach, especially if you're a guy who likes to, be in control. You're in charge, right? But can you let your coaches coach and let them do their jobs? And that'll be the challenge, because I just see him just, kind of just all into everything, which is what you're supposed to be, but you also have to kind of back off and let your guys do their thing.
Yeah, and he'll learn that, I think. The first year is your hardest. I don't care where you ever go to a new school, the first year is always the toughest. And the longer you coach, that's the reason you usually hire people with experience. You're very fortunate to get when you get that first head job. But if anybody's going to do a great job, it's going to be Scott Cochran. He's highly intelligent. He knows what he's doing. He's a great motivator. The kids are going to love him. Did you see all the former Alabama players all excited about him getting that job?
Oh yeah. That's really awesome. I am. It's one of those. There's something that happens every February or March where I go, man, I can't wait till August and September, because I want to see how this works.
Yeah, and I hope my sources are correct about Jeremy Pruitt being the defense. I'm going to tell you what, people hear about what happened in Tennessee. Listen, there's a lot of stuff that goes on people never know about. He just got caught. He is a is a great man. He is a great coach. I think the world of him. He did a great job as defense coordinator at Florida State. He did a good job over at Georgia. He did a great job at Alabama. And Saban he'd still be coaching right now at Alabama when the NCAA said no.
He was just having his time, too, with NIL.
Turn his mic off. Did you ever get to meet Jeremy?
Yeah, I love Jeremy. Jeremy used to be an assistant coach at
Hoover. Yeah.
And so that's where I first met Jeremy, and really love him and love his dad. When I was working at Channel 31 in Huntsville, we covered the Plainview Bears, and Jeremy was a great quarterback at Plainview. His dad, Dale, is a Hall of Fame coach up there, and the Pruitt family, I have high regard for those folks.
Jeremy called me. He was going to give me a second. I'm sorry. He was going to ask his girl to marry him, and he said, where should I take her in Panama City Beach? And I told him where to go. I thought it would be good, and I think he did take her there. And she said yes. So everything is, I take a part of that, so I'm going to have to remind him of that. But I want to get
commission.
Yeah, no doubt. Let me ask you this. Recruiting, all these different services, Alabama did fairly well. They did not have the number one recruiting class in the country like they normally do, but they were up there in the top four. It's the same old ones. Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama. Texas is now in the mix. They're up there at number one, and by most of these recruiting sources. And then Oregon, with the money they've got, they're up there. So those were the main ones. What's your take on Alabama's recruiting? Do you feel good about it? I don't care. I'm old school. I think we've got to take care of the home state. I don't like we didn't get any of the top 10 players. I know we've got some great players in the great state of California. But what's your take overall on Alabama's recruiting?
Well, I think they got a good class, and there are good football players all over the country. But, if you don't mind me turning in another direction,
go ahead.
To me, the best signee in the class was getting Ryan Grubb to be his offensive coordinator, and that was probably the easiest signing of them all. It was just a matter of time before this deal went down, and I don't know if there was celebration in the streets, there on the Strip when this happened. But I know this: a lot of Alabama fans are energized by the fact that Kalen finally got his guy, to come on board, and hopefully he'll stay on board for more than 2 weeks this time.
Yeah, I do too. I hope he stays. I tell you what, we were talking about this week. That might save him. I mean, I'm excited about this because I was not excited about much, but I'm really excited about this offensive coordinator. When Nick Saban wanted to hire you when he was the head football coach, that tells you how good the guy is. And now he goes to the NFL. What was it? His wife, they just didn't want to leave Seattle, so that's the reason they didn't come to Alabama, and he had the opportunity to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL. Was that the big deal?
Well, I think anytime, you have an opportunity to kind of, take your game to the next level, I mean, you'd be foolish, to say no. And so I think it was an opportunity he had to take. But the thing that I love about this is that, no one knows Kalen DeBoer more than Ryan Grubb, and no one knows Ryan Grubb more than Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah.
But they've been together since 2007 at 4 different schools. And so, there's a good synergy here. And if it translates to the football field, I mean, you're right. This could be a game changer for Kalen DeBoer.
I certainly hope so. And we don't know who's the quarterback's going to be, but I think they got 3 pretty good options. What about their quarterback from Russell? This guy, and one of them, he's the number 1 player in the country, and another one, the kid from Michigan, beat him out. It's the number 1 quarterback. I watched highlights on this tape. The guy's a real deal. But do you really think he'll have a great opportunity to start as a freshman? I like the kid that transferred in from Seattle, and we've had one that's been at Alabama for quite a while that maybe deserves an opportunity to do that. But where do you think they're going to go with the quarterback?
Well, I mean, I think it's an open race. I mean, I think Keelan Russell is going to get every opportunity. I think Ty Simpson, I kind of compare him to Mac Jones.
Yeah.
The guy's waited his turn. He's waited for his opportunity. So I think he's the leader, in the clubhouse right now. But I think Ryan Grubb's going to have an open mind on this and, let the best man win.
All right, we only got with that fast? Crap. All right, we get back, we'll hit on it. All right, we're going to hold you over. We're going to talk about the Auburn Tigers. Sure. They recruiting out this. Got to give the man credit. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Get down to J. Michael's Restaurant, Dave. The best seafood, the coldest beer you get, and Chris Fish is a special today. It's really good. Grilled fish over bed of rice, special sauce, peppers, onions. But they got the ice cold beer. They got ice crystals in it. Draft beer is incredible. The best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's. South Oak Title Closing for all your real estate closing. You're down on 38. Mark Cowart down on 38. He's selling multi-million-dollar homes like they're candy. He won't use anybody but Chuck Tucker. South Oak Title Closing for all your real estate closing. It's South Oak Title Closing. We'll be right back. I want to thank Jason and Stevenson Air Conditioning for the Alabama update. We'll be right back with Jeff Spiegel. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, the home of Super Bowl 59.
ESPN Northwest Florida is the Panhandle's official radio home for Super Bowl 59.
Kansas City Chiefs.
10-yard touchdown run by Mahomes.
Versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
Touchdown! Saquon Barkley!
Super Bowl Sunday coverage starts at 1.
Kickoff at 5:30 p.m.
Listen live in a rich audio experience on your home for the NFL in Super Bowl 59. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening, there will be a light breeze out of the south-southwest, some clouds and 70. Some fog causing poor visibility tonight, about the same at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, but otherwise some sun and a high of 71. About the same at 73 Sunday, and we'll have slight fog. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
Signworks, a business serving businesses since 1985. Everything from signs and banners, vehicles and boats, magnetic and real estate signs, contractor signs, and much more. Signworks can do large format, full color printing too. Signworks, a real professional in the business world. Call Signworks at 785-8899. Signworks, 850-785-8899.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
These men need inspiration.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
They're motivated by Vicodin and Road Skank.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle. Hey, Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna, all you Auburn Tigers out there. Where am I? There it is. Bum, 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 bum. If you've never gone to a game at Auburn, you need to go. It's exciting. They are great fans. And if you ever have an opportunity to go to an Iron Bowl, you will be glad you did. I went 10 straight. We had a great time doing that. And Bud Casey was alive and Pat Dye was alive. We'd get our tickets, and they took care of us there. And then we'd go to Tuscaloosa, and this is something special. That game is something special. There's no doubt about that.
Where's it this year?
This is going to be played in Auburn. And if Auburn's ranked, we're going to lose. We always have. It seems like we always will. All right, let's bring Jeff back on and talk about the Auburn Tigers. We're talking about recruiting this morning. Jeff, in the old days, Wednesday would have been a huge day. We didn't hardly talk about it. It was such a big deal because back then you knew who was going to be pretty good in the future because you couldn't transfer out. You had to play where the commitment meant something. You give somebody your word, it meant something at that time. And everything's have changed. But they had knocked it out of the ballpark in recruiting. On ESPN's, Auburn finished sixth in the nation. They had 300 players from ESPN's top 300 players, 24/7. They were, I think, seventh in recruiting. They were really close to everybody else. That quarterback in Mississippi got his fifth star. Talk about Auburn's recruiting. They dominated the state of Alabama. We got to take our hats off. Great job, Hugh Freeze and his staff.
Well, there's a lot to be excited about for sure. And Wednesday they got a signing of a guy who kind of showed up on, I guess, the media's radar late. He was always on Hugh Freeze's radar, but Omar Mapson, a running back from just down the road at Auburn High School, who set a record for rushing touchdowns last year with 29 and ran for 1,515 yards, I think close to 3,000 yards in his career. Now he's a junior, but the big thing that's going on now are our kids are reclassifying. And look, don't ask me how they do that, because certainly I don't think that's anything I could have done in my academic career at Good Hope High School. But he reclassified, so he's part of this class, and he looks good on tape. He looks like he fits the bill. He's pretty sturdy. He's quick. And like Hugh Freeze was saying a couple of days ago, he looks like one of those guys that just, fits that Auburn running back mold, that great tradition they've had of great runners there.
And not even recruiting high school kids, the transfers. Auburn's spending big-time money on recruiting and transfers, and they're knocking out of the ballpark there. Them and LSU probably improved their roster more than anybody else. I'm not saying they had the very best, but they've improved their roster quite a bit, LSU and Auburn. The SEC is just getting stronger. Big Ten's getting stronger. Look at the top 10 recruiting. It's all SEC Big Ten. Are we going to get to the Super 2 and that's it, or do you think we're going to keep the little boys in there?
Well, that's where we're headed, because the college football playoff is pretty soon going to be an SEC and Big Ten thing. It didn't really work out that great for the SEC this year, but I think that's kind of just an anomaly. I think the SEC is going to be strong in football for many years to come. So is the Big Ten. Certainly they've shown that. The SEC fans right now they're kind of calmed down by the lack of, quote unquote, lack of football success because of how well the basketball programs are doing. But look, football is not going anywhere. There are a lot of good football players in this country, and the SEC and the Big Ten are going to get the majority of them.
Yeah, they certainly did. On every publication, it's nothing but the SEC and Big Ten and recruiting the top 10 in the nation and all across the board. They make the most money, TV revenue, profit sharing. When they get that done, maybe then Nick was talking about it the other day that, hey, it's like the NFL, except there's no contracts, there's no free agency. They can just do whatever they want. When do you think they're going to get somebody take charge and make some type of rules where they can't transfer? I think they're going to have to become employees, and you get them under contract that way. What do you think on that? What's your thinks on that?
I don't know. It's kind of a mess. I mean, and I'll take you back to Scott Cochran's conversation with Paul yesterday. Scott was saying, from what he's seen, is that, coaches are afraid to coach, the way they used to coach. Yeah. Because if they coach a guy too hard, he's going to go in the portal. And he said, that's why I probably belong in Division II, because, I want to develop players and I want to coach kids hard. And it's kind of hard to do that now, at the SEC and the Big Ten level. Now, having said that, Marcus Freeman looked like he was coaching his guys pretty hard, and he seems to have found the right combination. And Lane Kiffin's had success at Ole Miss, so there are coaches out there who have embraced the way that things are being done, and they're trying to make it work. And long term, I don't know how long they can do that, but it certainly isn't the football that you and I grew up watching, for sure.
Yeah, I want to go back to Auburn football. To me, next year the heat's going to be on him. Billy Napier, that he's still on him. DeBoer, I think he better win the FSU game week 1, or I think that, people are going to be upset there. But Auburn, Hugh Freeze, to me the number is 9 wins to keep everybody happy. I think 8 will keep his job, but if he wins 9, and it could be the bowl game, 8-4, and win a bowl game and wind up 9-4. Anything under that, I think he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. They got the money. There's some good coaches out there. He's proven he's a great recruiter, but you got to win ball games. And what do you think the number is for you to keep the Auburn people happy?
Well, I think it's at least 8. He's got to win 8, and sure would help if he won the Iron Bowl. I think the thing that's really going to help Hugh Freeze out this year is the fact that he and Peyton Thorne are no longer together.
Yeah.
I think it was a toxic relationship. I don't think he respected the quarterback. I don't think the quarterback respected him at all. And I think it was good that they broke up, that Peyton ran out of eligibility. And then, he kind of turned over his quarterback room. So he's got his quarterbacks. He's got his coaching staff assembled the way he wants it to be. And now it's on him. Now, if they don't win 8 games, it's on him. He's got his guys. Now, let's see what he can do with them.
All right, Auburn basketball, unbelievable year they're having. They're making history. They keep on winning. How much longer can they go? They got Florida this week. What's your concerns with Auburn at home versus Florida? And if they can get there, the 15th in Tuscaloosa, they could possibly both be ranked 1 and 2, 1 and 3, and that's going to be crazy. But can they both get there? Will Auburn slip up before they get there?
Well, I think Auburn will get there. I think this Florida game is going to be really tough. Florida's good. Florida plays pretty well on the road. The thing I like about Auburn right now is their defense is just ferocious, tenacious, whatever adjective you want to come up with. They had 11 blocked shots. I think Dylan Cardwell and Janai Broome, the best big man tandem, in college basketball going right now. Alabama, I got Alabama on upset alert, tomorrow when they play at Arkansas. Arkansas is coming on. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. Last weekend they won at Kentucky. And I think, Coach Cal's kind of got it going there a little bit. Alabama, I think, might be in danger of being upset tomorrow.
Yeah, Jeff, I was just looking at the week 1 of college football. We're talking about basketball right now, but I can't wait till week 1 of college football. This is great. Auburn at Baylor week 1. That's a big game for Hugh Freeze. I think they take care of business there. But there's some other ones. South Carolina versus Virginia Tech. Then you got TCU, Bill Belichick going after each other. Syracuse versus Tennessee and Atlanta. Alabama at Florida State. That's a huge game for both head coaches. Both of them got to win that ball game. Iowa State at Kansas State. That's over somewhere. I don't care about that one. LSU at Clemson. That's a huge football game. Notre Dame at Miami. That's a big one. And the biggest maybe of all time, week 1, Texas at Ohio State. So there's some good week 1 games coming up this year.
Yeah, really good week 1 games. And I think the Alabama and Auburn games are big ones to watch. Taylor DeBoer cannot afford to go into Tallahassee and lose that game. I think Florida State's going to be, fired up for the Tide to come in there. They want to prove that last year was just a fluke, that they're hitting the reset button. So, that's one to watch. And then, Baylor, if Walker White winds up getting that starting job at Baylor, and then after leaving Auburn, and then Auburn goes to Baylor and they lose at Baylor, how hot will Hugh Freeze's seat be at that point?
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt about that.
They might pull the trigger then.
All right. Hey, Jeff, I appreciate the 2 tickets to the Iron Bowl basketball game, the 15th. I really do. And they don't have to be down the floor. They can be up in the stands. That's fine. But Jamie said you'll get them to me. So thank you for that. Is that my Valentine's gift?
Well, look, I've got you a seat right there by Bruce Pearl. So you should be in good shape there.
Sounds good, brother.
But here's the thing, Coach. You got to keep that Chad Baker Mazzara. You got to make sure he behaves. So that's going to be your job at Coleman Coliseum, is make sure CBM, behaves himself.
There's nothing I cannot do. You know that. You know that.
Get on that plane with him.
Yeah.
Except flying a plane.
Yeah, get on a plane. Hey, listen, thank you. I know you're busy. We really appreciate you coming on, and people enjoy listening to you down here in the Panhandle of Florida. Have a great week. Hey, what's the weather going to be like next week? Y'all going to be okay up that way?
We're probably going to get about 3 or 4 inches of rain Tuesday and Wednesday. So that's kind of what we're looking at now. But today it's going to be, we're in the 70s, just like you mentioned when you introed me. The weather's just been nuts, this winter.
That's James Spann for you. What do you expect?
That's right.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye-bye, Jeff. All right, Turf Pro Pest Control. You want their yard to look beautiful? I do. That's the reason I went with Turf Pro Pest Control. Pat does such a wonderful job. He'll be in here Monday, 8:30. Turf Pro Pest Control. Turf Control. They do pest control, too. They do a great job. Listen to Patrick right here. Jewelry. I want some jewelry. I might get my big boy here some jewelry. Where can I go?
This is
we need to send him down there and get me some.
Opportunity for you to take advantage of a customer appreciation sale going on at David Adamson Designer Jewelry, Highway 77 in Lynn Haven. 25% off everything in the store from 3 to 7 tonight. They're having customer appreciation, free food, some drinks, a whole lot of people going to hang out, some celebrities going to show up probably, and they may have a few things to give away. You never know about what's going on.
When you're down that way, go ahead and go by Beef Brazen Lynn Haven. Put your order in for Super Bowl Sunday. If you don't want to go eat there, you want to have a party, you make sure you go by Beef Brazen Lynn Haven. Here we go. Boneless wings, you get 50 for $40. You can't beat that, guys. You want the traditional wings, 50 for $50. Only at Beef Brazen Lynn Haven. Call now, put your order in, and come pick it up when you want it to. And they'll have it ready for you. Or better yet, go in and watch it there. You have a great time. Pat does such a wonderful job, Beef Brazen Lynn Haven. Go out there and support them. Now, if you're downtown Sunday, get down to the local 115, downtown historical Panama City. The local 115, they've got a great oyster bar, sports-themed restaurant. It's incredible. We had lunch there yesterday. Tommy Santamite, Jeremy Pridgeon. We went down and saw Judy and Don Vandergriff. We had a great time down there. Go check it out. Lunch and dinner, kind of a healthier option. They got oysters, crab cakes, steamed seafood, soups, gumbo, salads. They got a salad bar. They got wings. They got an ice cold beer. Try the Tommy Oliver draft beer. It's pretty good. All right, we'll be right back. We got a special. We got one big special guest here for
one
a
big
second.
special.
Big old special. And Jason will tell you all about that when we get back. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the most college basketball.
Three-pointer, punch it in. College basketball is back.
The Panhandle's destination for live play-by-play.
The SEC, ACC, and beyond.
Oh, you saw that coming,
The biggest games play right here.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hi folks, I'm Tracy from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Love is in the air at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, and what better way to celebrate love than with a beautiful piece of jewelry? Our Valentine collection combines the most popular trends and top sellers with the largest selection at the best prices. From exquisite fine jewelry to our most trendy and affordable sterling silver pieces, we're sure to have the perfect gift to melt her heart. Folks have trusted us for 50 years to make their Valentine sparkle. This year, make it sparkle even more with a gift from Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Roll with Hard Rock Bet for Big Game 59 because we are rolling out over $5.9 million in bonus bets. The big game kicks off Sunday in New Orleans, but get your share of Big Easy bonus bets now so you can place more bets on us instead of using your own cash. It's the big game rollout. $5.9 million in promos only on Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMITTED.
Roses are red, violets are blue, your sweetie deserves a new shed, and only Best Way will do. Owner Jason Mulder will help you select just the right shed and custom build on your lot. This Valentine's Day, think outside the box. Think Best Way Portable Buildings just north of the old Panama City Mall on Highway 231. And say hello to Best Way Buddy on your visit. The friendliest pooch in all of Bay County. Right, buddy? Right. It's Best Way Portable Buildings.
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
Kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Ain't gonna hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, and beautiful J. Michaels Studios in beautiful Panama City Beach. Come join us today. Our Christmas, our special here at the legendary J. Michaels. And if you want to look better, feel better, we got two great locations. Jason Kovaleski, if you play sports, if you're a football player, if you own a league or something, you should buy everything from Max Fit Sports Nutrition. They do an incredible job. Jason, you got a special guest in here.
Yeah, so we connected, and, semi-pro football is back in Panama City, so we're excited about that. I mean, it's been a long time since we've had a team over here, but we brought the coach in, Coach Perkins. He's coached in Bay County. I know he's coached at Bay High in 2023-24. He coached at North Bay Haven. He's coached at Arnold, was the head JV coach there, I believe. So he's got extensive background in the area, but they're bringing semi-pro football back. So I'm going to let him introduce himself and talk a little bit about their program.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for bringing us in.
Yeah.
Brand new program. We're 2 months new. We've actually, as you can tell, I'm wearing my Army shirt because the swag is still incoming. Along with the uniforms. Should be here next week. But the owners, Kim and Cassandra, noticed there was a gap in the community for, continuing after high school for those guys who didn't go to college.
Right.
And they wanted to provide that opportunity. So Panama City Panthers was created. They own the franchise for 2 months now. And, we're excited about getting it started. We've got about 43 players, 4 coaches. The big need right now is if you're not coaching locally, come out or reach out to us. Players, linemen, always in any program, we're always looking for offensive linemen. We're pretty excited about starting this and representing our community. A little background about me. I played college football at 2 colleges. Lindenwood University in St. Louis for 2 years, then University of Memphis for a year.
I know about Lindenwood.
Yeah, Lindenwood was fun. St. Louis is great. It's the first time I saw snow.
Yeah.
Got up there, all this snow, got all these pictures, and it all whiter than my face in the background. It's great.
My buddy Calvin played up there. There's a couple guys from Bay High played up at Lindenwood.
Yeah.
It's a good school.
Yeah, they went from NAIA to D1 over the last 10 years.
Oh,
so they've made it to the big league now.
Nice.
Are you any kin to Ray Perkins?
No, but I'm going to say I am. When I was in the Army at Fort Carson, Colorado, there was a General Perkins, 2-star. He's in charge of the 4th Infantry Division, and I'm Perkins. And so they all assumed that I was related, and of course I said yes. Absolutely.
That can be good or bad in the Army.
I'm always related if there's another Perkins scenario. Absolutely.
So, Coach, what are the ages of your players that you have on board now? Like, what's the age range? The youngest, the oldest? We got any old graybeards out there or what?
We do. We got a couple that are coming in the next segment. But our ages range from 18 up. I think the upper limit right now is about 45, 46 for the guy. And those guys that are a little bit older are more player coaches, or they're just phenomenal athletes.
Right.
And we've all been around phenomenal athletes that were just genetically gifted.
Yeah.
And those are the guys that are still out there playing.
So if we have listeners out there that want to, maybe sign up, help out, coach, or play, where can they contact you and get signed up?
So right now, Panama City Panthers Facebook is the easiest route.
Right.
We're working on all the social media. Like I said, we're 2 months new. But Panama City Panthers on Facebook, reach out to us. We're looking for sponsors, coaches, players, anybody who wants to continue that football kind of journey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a play now. I got a guy that can play. He's a little bit older. 6'2", 300. 6'2", 300. Plays center. His name's Phil Cobb. I would like him to up there go one-on-one with you. Can I get him out there?
Absolutely.
You think Phil can handle him?
I think Phil can take him.
I think Phil's 72 now.
Yeah. Right, the Kraft Field here in Panama City is where we're currently practicing. So come out Tuesday, Thursday, 6 to 8 is our practice, and Sundays 2:30 to 5:30.
So talk a little bit about the league. How many games you play? When are you guys starting? Where are you going to play your games? Let's get some of that information out to the people that may want to sign up and become part of the Panthers.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the Amateur to Professional Development Football League, which is APDFL, and there are a few out there. This league specifically was developed for guys to get film, get looks after high school, so they can have the potential to go to next level arena football or down to Mexico or even European or Canadian. But it's a step to get them another look if they didn't make that transition to college.
Yeah.
Our first game is March 1st out at Arnold's high school football field, which is the Mike Gavlik Stadium.
Yeah.
So that's on March 1st. In the league, we got roughly 10 teams. All throughout the Southeast.
Right.
I mean, we're from Louisiana to Mobile, Orlando, all over the Southeast is where the teams are located. So it's quite a bit of traveling. But we're pretty excited.
Do you know if this affects somebody's eligibility? Maybe they come out of high school, they just want to play a little bit more. Would that affect their eligibility to go to college furthermore?
So that is interesting and a big question mark because we all know that the JUCO rule just hit in,
That's
right?
That's what I was thinking
So this is not paid.
Okay.
So this particular league is not a paid league.
Okay.
The next level would be, and that's what the guys are hoping to do.
All you got to do is threaten to sue them. They'll let you do what you want.
Yeah. The NCAA hasn't won a lawsuit in like 5 years.
Yeah. This is like intramural, except it's more organized.
Right.
It's more regional, Southeast. So I couldn't, because they're not paid, I believe their eligibility is still intact. But again, I'm not a lawyer. I can't offer legal advice.
So give a little bit of love to some of the players you got on board right now, because I think we're going to bring a couple in, and just talk a little bit about your staff as well that you have right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple guys you'll hear from in a minute. Eric Mitchell is we call him OG Eric. He's Eric number 6 or number 1 in this instance. Been playing for 5+ years, well known in the area. And we have a lot. So another, I guess, genesis for the idea is a lot of our players from Panama City. And as we all know, and as you guys talk about daily, we have a ton of athletic talent here in Bay County.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And for those guys who go to the next level and maybe don't go after, that love of football and of playing doesn't diminish. Right. Once you enter this brotherhood, and this is part of kind of my coaching philosophy, is football is one of the last sports left where we can influence young men to become men. Right. We need that outlet. We need that aggressive. We need that ability to channel what God gave us, which is the ability to defend, to fight, and whatnot. And football enters into that. And a lot of these guys just want to continue playing.
Yeah.
So they're from all over. All right. I forgot your question.
No, just a little bit about your coaching staff as well. If you have any guys you want to just give a shout out to for helping.
So we got Eric Johnson. He's an offensive coordinator out of Texas. He's been here works for a big company, Verizon. Not that I'm getting shout outs, but he's phenomenal. He's won a couple of championships down in Texas. We got Johnny Lundy, who's local as well. He's our defense coordinator. Shade Holder was one of our coaches as well. He's still on staff, and Marshall Williams. Okay. So a lot of local talent, local guys, one or two out of towners. But the intent of this is to reach from the local community as much as possible.
Yeah, I know you've been coaching on the high school level. What attracted you to go into this realm, this semi-pro level?
Sure. So, right as COVID hit is when I was working with Coach Vaughn at Arnold.
Yeah.
Awesome coach. COVID hit, of course, shut everything down. And then I was kind of looking for the next level. Coach Siegel invited me out to North Bay Haven, got to work with him. I worked with Coach Brown for the last 2 years, phenomenal program there. He's an awesome coach. This was my opportunity to kind of expand my coaching experience to the next level. I was head coach of Pee Wee back in 2019. We went 10-0, Lynn Avon Raiders.
Nice.
Shout out there.
Right. Yeah.
Won the championship, and that was kind of the hook. And
right.
from there, I was like, okay, cool, let's try high school.
Yeah.
And then this opportunity came along, and I thought I'd take a shot at it.
So do you want to get back maybe into high school coaching as a head coach or maybe even to the college level? Is that the next step, or are you just trying to build this up right now and just live in the moment a little bit?
So this league is March, April, May.
Yeah.
Which allows the ability for high school and that continuing coaching.
Right.
So for me, I thought about college, but I still have 4 lovely children.
Okay.
8, 10, 12, 14.
Right.
3 girls and a boy. Annabelle, Carolina, Ellie, Ben. Shout out to you. I love you guys.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay local, not college.
Right.
And help raise them.
Okay.
But high school is still an option, but I'm considering potentially going back to Pee Wee because, as you guys were talking earlier, we want to be able to coach into these individuals.
Right.
And even at high school, especially Bay County, unless you have a good rapport and you've built that trust with that player, they have the ability to go to every school every year.
Right.
So,
Max, I hope you guys do great, man. And we're going to hold you over. We got 2 other guys we're going to bring in here. But before we do that, we got to talk about some of our wonderful people. 2 doctors, and this fits in with you guys, okay? Tad Mitchell was our doctor for Bay County athletes for the last 25 years. People come from all around to be operated on this guy. He does the old-fashioned way. He can do it robotic. So any of you players, professional football players, get injured, make sure you call Dr. Chad Mitchell. And skin cancer can be deadly. We have Dr. Ward has offices throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Listen to him every Wednesday at 7:30 right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 1 in 5 develop it. Don't play around with this. 5 minutes can save your life. Call, make an appointment, see Dr. Ward. And you listen to Dr. Mitchell every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. He does a great job. Now, the Super Bowl is going to be listened to right here on ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3. We're going to start the coverage live at 1 o'clock. Kickoff is at 5:30. Keep it here. Listen to the game. Watch it on TV. Have a great time. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
100%
rating is Michigan. The Alabama dude is number 2 with a 99.62. Thank you very much. Know your facts, Jack. Don't spew fake news on the radio.
Fake Michigan news. Keep it real. Your kid is number 2
back,
now
bro.
for Russell.
I'm back.
I'm incredible.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Friday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a light breeze out of the south-southwest, some clouds and 70. Some fog causing poor visibility tonight, about the same at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning, but otherwise some sun and a high of 71. About the same at 73 Sunday, and we'll have slight fog. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
Whether you're an experienced investor or first-time buyer, Beach House will provide you with top-notch service to guide you through every step of the process. We make the real estate process fun and easy through effective marketing, strategic advertising, and always a client-focused experience. From single-family homes to full-scale developments, Beach House Sales Development has you covered. Check them out at beachhousesalesfl.com or give them a call at 850-919-3500.
He doesn't try on clothes at the department stores. He just rips stuff off the hanger and lives with the consequences for years.
It's classy, it's intriguing.
He's sexy, sassy, and full of spunk.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. My voice is leaving me.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I want to tell you this. I want to thank all of our sponsors, South Oton Closings, J. Michael's Restaurant, Stevenson Air Conditioning, Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ward, and I got so many others. Appreciate all you guys, everything you do. Super Bowls this weekend. Get at Beef Brady's again. What they got going on there and there. 50 traditional rings for $50. Call, make your order, or go eat there. $40 for 50 boneless wings. You can't beat this. Local 115 downtown historical Panama City. They got great deals going on all for the Super Bowl. Go out and have a great time. Go have a wonderful time. Enjoy your Super Bowl. Jason, Max, introduce these good-looking guys. Who are these guys?
Yeah, appreciate it, Coach. So we got two guys here. Both have played 9 years semi-pro.
Nice.
We got Diesel Dennis Jr. We got Eric Mitchell. And they'll talk a little bit about themselves. Did I say senior or junior?
You said junior.
Oh.
But it's all right. It's all right. So, been playing this game for a good little while. I love the organization. The game itself is intriguing to me. I have a passion for it. I wouldn't turn it down for anything in the world. Try to be a universal player, whatever my team needs or coaches may need me at. Because we all know once you get in the game and step on that field, coaches may see something else, take you out, say, hey, I need you to play a different position for you. So try to be that universal player, but also tell other people that there is another level if college did not go your way, that this can be the good transition for you. Don't lose hope in what you are trying to do and strive for perfection. Also,
didn't you play at LSU, though?
Yes, sir.
So,
you played at LSU?
Yes, sir.
Right here.
Middle linebacker.
Where'd you play high school?
Pound Forest High School out of Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
They had a good team.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
What years were you at LSU?
As 2012, 2013.
Oh, my God. They were loaded back then.
We were highly loaded.
Yeah.
Highly loaded.
Wasn't that the game of the century, them Alabama LSU 2011?
Sir. I call it the rivalry game that I would love to win.
Yeah.
I was at the game in Tuscaloosa. I didn't go to the national championship game, but I went. That was so loud. That was crazy.
That's why we call it Tiger Stadium.
Wow.
Tiger
That was in Baton Rouge. That was in Tuscaloosa.
The first game was.
We call the whole game. No matter where we step on the field, it's always our stadium. We always try to keep that mindset because it keep us motivated. We call everywhere home, but it's just something about just stepping on the field, just the field in general, no matter where you are at, it's just home.
Max, our next guest.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And this individual, don't let him fool you, not just on the football side, but he's a soldier as well. So he's starting first class in the Army.
Yes, sir. I love that.
I'm an Army guy myself, so we got a nice bond there, but he's an outstanding leader for our team.
Yeah.
Love veterans, man. Love the veterans.
Our next leader here is Mr. Eric Mitchell.
He's the best looking guy on the team, right? He got to be. Yeah.
According to him. I'm kidding.
Tell us your background.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm Eric Mitchell. I've been playing this game for a long time. It's like I went to Rutherford. Then from Rutherford, I went to Tuskegee. Then I started playing flag football. Then I started come out here in 1996, and I've been playing ever since.
Tuskegee
University. Yes.
When you were at Rutherford, who was your coach?
Coach James McAllister.
Coach Mack, huh?
Coach
Man,
Mack.
we love Coach Mack. That was your head coach? They're going to start a Hall of Fame. And I said, if you don't put him in the first class, something's wrong. That man is a legend.
Oh, absolutely.
First superintendent, first black basketball coach, first black football coach. That's the most honest, best superintendent I've ever worked for.
Yep.
And I've been in 3 different counties. That guy is, I love him, man. I can't say enough good things about him. I want to go back to Tuskegee. We grew up in Montgomery, and there was a pretty good band up in Tuskegee. A little group we kept hearing about. They were called the Commodores. Did you ever get to meet them or see those guys?
I could hear them.
Yeah.
I could hear them.
They were unbelievable, man.
And we watched them practice. It was like my mouth just was open. Like, that's a good band. They're about almost better than FAMU band.
And you're still playing now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How old are you?
50 plus.
Wow.
Wow. Do y'all take it easy on him, or y'all?
No.
Not even
like Coach was saying, genetics. It's just they say, why you still play? Because I love it.
Right. Yeah.
Then,
I can't believe because you look young.
Yes, sir. And then like one day you got interviewed on the TV. Why do you still come play the game?
Yeah.
I looked at the lady and said, because you can hit somebody without going to jail.
That's true. Control
now
balance.
I get hit.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, oh.
Were you ever in the military also?
Oh no, sir.
Okay.
I was back when I was coming up. If you was the only boy, no, you didn't have to go in the draft. I had 3 sisters, and then when they was drafting, when you was 18, being I was the only boy, I didn't have to go in. But was I scared? Oh yeah.
Go back. Wait a minute. Go back to Coach Mack.
Yes, sir.
I want to know, what was he like as a football coach? Because you didn't mess around with Coach Mack. He tell you something one time, you do it.
Oh, okay, we it's funny because I think we was up in Crestview, so we got our butt whooped. We coming home on the bus, and we talking. So Coach, we get back to Rutherford. Coach Mack said, "All right, everybody, grab your stuff. Meet me on the practice field." Ooh. We all said, "What?" He said, "I'm gonna teach y'all when we lose how to act. When we win, it's different. I'm gonna teach y'all how to lose." We done 5 bear crawls and 5 100-yard sprints. The bear crawls was 50 yards over, 50 yards back.
Yeah.
Then one night we had a Thursday night game. Friday evening come, about 5 of us guys got on the bus. We like, we ain't going to practice. So all of a sudden, Coach Mack stands in front of the bus and gets on the bus and calls all 5 of us out. And we had to go run 5 100-yard sprints, and we didn't do that again.
I love that, man.
And he wouldn't look at you when you make a mistake. He'd just stand with big, then he'll call your name real loud. He'd be, come here. Yeah. And he won't look at you. Just put that big old hand up in there.
Yeah.
And you got to run there.
I heard he was a good player back in college too. I heard he played really well. Marvin Harvey, he coached him at Mariana. Marvin Harvey played at Southern Mississippi, played in the NFL. The guy was an unbelievable player.
Yes,
unbelievable player.
Go ahead, Jason. How important it is to bring a semi-pro back to Panama City. I know there's a lot of guys like you that just play for the love of the game, and they want that outlet, and there really hasn't been one here in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yes, sir.
So just talk a little bit about how this is going to be important for the community and how excited you guys are to bring this to Panama City.
Well, for me, I'm happy to come back because the last team I played for was in Walton County.
Okay.
And Defuniate. We did good the first year. Second year, got floppy. So I'm glad to be back home because I want to win. I done had 5 or 6 Super Bowl appearances. We done won 2.
Nice.
But as far as that, we've been 15 times. Teams I played here, 15 plus times divisional champs.
Wow.
And it's like, we want guys that'll listen.
Right.
Because we got owners now, if you don't listen, they gon' tell you where to go.
Right.
Not in a positive way.
Right.
Yeah. I'll go to her first, and then we'll go to her first, and then a coach there, he mean too. This one. But it go to her first, and then you got to be coachable in any sport you do. That's what I tell everybody. And then, like our first game against the Kings, we can beat them. We just got to be disciplined and execute everything Coach Max and Coach E calls.
And give some love to the owner. She's here today. I mean, we haven't got her on the mic yet. Maybe next time we'll get you on. But give a little bit of love to her. Talk about her a little bit, who she is, and how much she means to this program.
All right, so our owners, they are lovely, lovely women.
Yeah.
They took their time out, and they have played the game previously. They always did their hard work and diligence as long as I remember.
Yeah.
They are amazing, and I'm not just saying that because I'm also a player, but I see that vision. I also see that dream and passion that they have for this game. They will not stop until everything is complete. They have been up for countless hours throughout the day to try to put Panama City back on the map. Hurricane Michael kind of took us a little downfall, and people still kind of are mourning from that. We're just trying to get that community back on schedule all over again. And we thank them for that. Shout out to Miss Kim and Miss Cassandra for doing that job because they didn't have to do it, but they did it, and they're doing a great job at it.
That's awesome.
I mean, this is expensive. The uniforms, the equipment, the travel, everything. How do you get your funding? Did everything on her, or did people help out?
So it's a combination, right? We have player fees just like any organization, but sponsors help carry some of that load. Again, we're still looking for our, I like to call it flagship sponsor. The big sponsor kind of helps organize everything. We just kind of got the budget last week to know what it's going to cost to fund the entire year, to include uniforms, trips, lodging, if we're going to stay overnight. So we're still working through all those numbers, but a lot of it is community. It's either the player fundraises or pays themselves, or we get sponsorships. Of course, there's always tickets and concession stands.
If we have people listening that do want to sponsor, where can they contact you?
So Panama City Panthers on Facebook is the easiest route to contact us right now. Again, we're still looking for flagship sponsors, but that's the easiest route to reach out to us right now.
Okay.
Talk about, do you know any stories of guys that play this level, that's got to go and play at a different level, that's made it? I mean, it's hard. I mean, he played LSU. It's so hard to get a scholarship. Like 2% of all players get a scholarship to a school like that. How hard is it to get to the next level, like to go play in Europe, play in the NFL, stuff like that? Have you heard good stories?
So we had, back in when I used to play for Pensacola, we used to end up playing. CFL usually comes out. They usually do combines. Sometimes it can range from being in Louisiana. Yeah. Sometimes it can go to Tampa. They do Nike combines. Scouts do still come out. They try to hide near hiding light. Scouts always do best. Right. But they're always watching. Like they say, somebody's always watching, so stay on your P's and Q's. Always keep your head on the swivel. We do understand this game is not taken lightly. So the best will perform and the best will get looked at. Yeah. So if you go to a combine slack and they going to pretty much put the little X on their little clipboard and then continue going from there. Right. But I've seen people come from this league and go to play arena football. They get drafted, come back over. Some go to Canada. Some end up going to Europe. And it is a remarkable thing for them to do.
Well, guys, thank y'all so much for coming in. And, Jason, you keep us informed when the games will be played. We'll mention them. Go out and watch them play.
Yeah, go on Facebook if you have any inquiries about playing, sponsorships. It's Panama City Panthers on Facebook. You got Coach Perkins in here. You got some of their players in here. This is going to be a great thing for Bay County. So get out and support these guys. And if you can, try to help them out with the sponsorship.
Real quick, who wins the Super Bowl?
Oh, Chiefs.
Chiefs? Who you got? Who you got?
Chiefs as well.
Who you got?
Eagles.
Who you got?
I got the Chiefs. I want the Eagles to win, but my head says Chiefs.
I want the Eagles to win, but I think Chiefs wins.
Hey, are the refs saying Chiefs as well?
That's why I think Chiefs win.
Wildcat, who's going to win it?
Taylor Swift.
We're out. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida Holland Arts Magic Express.
Hey, Sean, you just won the Holland Hearts Magic Express to see the Orlando Magic play at the Kia Center.
Oh, my goodness.